Joe Flacco signs with the Browns, 1 year, $4 million deal. And I'm a little salty as a Minnesota Viking fan. Yes, I'm taking a nature walk. You know what I mean? Shout out to each and every one of y'all. God bless. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in, or whenever you get this video. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I cover the Minnesota Vikings on this channel. We will be going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm a little salty. I'm a little salty about the whole Joe Flacco not choosing the Browns over the Vikings. I don't know if the Vikings will really consider like a team that he wanted to go to, but at the same time, I'm like, dang, as a fan, I wanted Joe Flacco to be in the purple and gold. Also, what are we going to do at the backup position? This is when I'm starting to feel like maybe the Vikings should draft our backup in the 6th round. I know we only got 4 picks. I talked about it yesterday. Or should we consider Carson Wentz? Should we consider Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz, he's been a backup for about 3-4 years now. I think the last good year was 2019. Had a lot of injuries throughout his career, and but at one point in his career, he was a franchise quarterback of the Eagles and could have won MVP with the Eagles in 2017 before I think he teared his ACL that year. I don't know about Carson Wentz. I got to really look at his stats. I believe he's only, like 32 years old, but it's the injuries. But I wouldn't mind him being a backup quarterback to J.J. McCarthy. He has a big arm. I'm not sure how accurate his arm is, to be honest with you, but I know he has a big arm. And I wouldn't be mad if they sign a Carson Wentz. Either you're going to have to draft a backup quarterback, or you're going to have to sign a quarterback like Carson Wentz. That sucks. I'm salty. I'm really salty about the Joe Flacco. Like the Joe Flacco signing to the Browns this morning. Because I was talking about it on my last live stream. I said, yo, I really want Joe Flacco. I was talking about it on my last live stream. But since he signed with the Browns, that sucks, man. Really sucks. He should have came to the purple and gold, man. That's the team he should have came to, man. Let's go to the bowl, man. But I'm just thinking, like, the backup quarterback position is such an important part of every team. And if the Vikings don't address it in free agency they have to after the draft. If they don't address it in the draft, because they're waiting until after the draft to get a quarterback for that comp pick because we lost Daniel Jones. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for vibing with me, bro. Appreciate you, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. But listen, like Joe Flacco signs with the Browns. I'm salty as a Viking fan. Should the Vikings consider signing Carson Wentz? And if they don't get a quarterback in the draft, they have no choice but to get the backup quarterback in free agency. And I'm not talking about a high pick when it comes to the draft. We only got 4 picks. We only got 4 picks in the 2025 NFL draft. So I'm thinking 6th rounder, draft the best quarterback available. That's what I would do. Shout out to everybody in the building. Like, you got the LeBron James bread growing. I got the LeBron James bread growing. Me having the LeBron James bread growing, I wish you're trying to look like you're our glorious king. Yeah, I mean, shoot. Oh, you talking like you comparing me to, listen, man, I got to get a haircut, but my barber was out sick, man. He had the flu. Prayers to his family, prayers to him. And I was like, yo, I can't be around that. I got kids. I ain't even trying to catch nothing. He said Jordan over LeBron. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. I got 9 people in the building, no likes. Show a brother some love. On this channel, we cover the Minnesota Vikings. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, though, man. This is a blessing to be up. God bless everybody that's on the live stream. But yeah, I'm a Saudi Viking fan right now because I feel some type of way that Joe Flacco is not on the Vikings. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm thinking, like, I'm not sure. Is Ryan Tannehill still a free agent? I'm not really 100% sure with that. I know for a fact that, I don't even think Drew Lock is still a free agent. I believe the only guy that comes to mind that I'm like, okay, I can work with that is that bull Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz for me is the guy that I possibly would be like, okay, I'd be okay with him backing up because I know he can make big plays. I know he probably lost a step, but he can use his feet to make plays as well as he has a big arm. So Carson Wentz is like the guy I would try to sign to replace for our backup because what's his name? Rippin, our backup quarterback. I'm not the biggest fan. Like bro. I'm not going that route. I need a backup quarterback that I know that can play, man. That has, you know what I mean? That I actually know that can play. And I'm not saying that J.J. McCarthy's going to get hurt. He said, you got him on your fantasy team, though. Got him on my fantasy team? Nah, you know what? You know what's crazy? I don't even play fantasy football. That's the craziest thing, right? I cover the team. I cover the Minnesota Vikings. I rock with the Minnesota Vikings and everything. But I don't play fantasy football. I never really got into it, to be honest with you. Believe it or not. It's crazy, right? But dang, man. I can't believe it, though, man. My guy, Joe Flacco, left. He didn't leave us, but I really wanted Joe Flacco. Look, I was trying to speak it into existence and be like, yo, Joe Flacco's going to be with the Vikings. And he signed with the Browns. Good morning. He signed with the Browns, man. Why did you sign with the Browns? Because he knows he got a good chance. You know what I mean? Unless they're planning on drafting Shedeur Sanders, but that would be a good move. If the Browns draft Shedeur Sanders, have Joe Flacco mentor him, that's a good move. So I can't even be mad at the Browns. I'm just like, dang, you should have came to the Vikings, bro. Like, I just think that would have been the best move for him, man. But as a Viking fan, we got to figure out this backup situation. Please leave in the comments below. What quarterback would you want to be the backup to J.J. McCarthy? What quarterback do you think is worthy to put the purple and gold on and back up J.J. McCarthy? The only quarterback that I can think off the top of my head is Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? My Brownies deserve a good pick. Yeah, I think the Browns, honestly, I'm going to keep it real with you, man. The mock drafts keep going. They're going crazy right now, right? I did a mock draft. And by the way, hit that like button if you haven't already. Everybody hit that like button if you, please, can you hit the like button? Show a brother some love. Because the more you hit the like button, the more the stream gets pushed out. But, sorry about the win. But yeah, it's like, the more I think about it, why wouldn't the Browns draft Shedeur Sanders? Whatever quarterback drops to them second overall, that's the quarterback they should honestly go for. Like, I'm seeing it on the PFF simulator because I do mock drafts all the time on this channel, right, for the Vikings. And I'm nosy, so I look at, like, what the picks, who picks who. But I'm nosy, so I look at who picks who, right? And a lot of the time, the Browns are picking Travis Hunter. The Browns are picking defensive end linebacker, slash linebacker Carter, right? The Browns are picking, who else did they be picking? Now they're starting to pick Mason Graham. But recently, I just did a mock draft last night, they're picking Shedeur Sanders. So this will be a perfect match if they somehow, not even somehow, they will draft Shedeur. If they draft Shedeur and have Joe Flacco mentor him. I think Joe Flacco is the perfect quarterback to mentor a young quarterback, yo. Like, I really do. And that's why I wanted him to come to the Vikings, because I think J.J. McCarthy, yes, I understand KOC is a very good coach and all that, right? He used to be a quarterback. But at the same time, he's not playing the game right now, bro. He's not on that field right now. So Joe Flacco more recently been on the football field, and he's a Super Bowl champion. He's an all-time great. He probably will be in the Hall of Fame by the end of his career. He was a Rookie of the Year at one point, Comeback Player of the Year award. He has so many, his accolades are pretty darn good, right? And I feel like he already been there, done that, so he's the perfect veteran quarterback to put behind your franchise quarterback right now. So if the Browns made a good signing. That might be the signing of the offseason when it comes to quarterbacks, to be honest with you. Besides Sam Darnold, shoot, and Russell Wilson probably, that might be the guy, bro. Joe Flacco still can play. But I think the Browns are going to draft Shedeur Sanders. That's my honest opinion. I either got Shedeur Sanders going to 3 teams, right? I got him going to, 4 teams. I got him going to the Browns at 2, Giants at 3, the Jets, I don't know if they're 8th or 7th in the 2025 NFL draft. And then I got, if he gets past all that and he drops down to the Steelers in the 20s, he's going to get drafted by the Steelers. He's going to be a first-round pick. Guarantee Shedeur Sanders is not dropping out the first round. I would be very surprised if he drops out the first round. Shedeur Sanders will be drafted. But getting back to my point, when it comes to Joe Flacco is the perfect mentor. Like he'll mentor Shedeur Sanders. You know what I mean? They have similar game. You know what I mean? They both don't be scrambling and all that. They both stay in the pocket most of the time. Shedeur can move around a little bit, but he's not scrambling to go run for 30 yards in a play. Like, they play similar, bro. And I honestly feel like that's a good move for the Browns. That's a good move. But I'm salty. As a Viking fan, I'm salty. I really am. But Carson Wentz, I don't know, bro. Carson Wentz in the purple and gold. Something about it don't sound right to me. Is it just me as a Viking fan? Is Carson Wentz the right backup quarterback for the mighty Minnesota Vikings? That's what I probably should have titled this video. Is Carson Wentz the right backup? You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I truly appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think about Joe Flacco signing with the Browns 1 year, $4 million contract. And yes, I am salty as a Viking fan because I wanted Joe Flacco to come to the purple and gold, bro. I really did. To mentor that guy JJ McCarthy, but it is what it is. We have to move on. As Viking fans, we have to move on, and we got to see what it do. You know what I mean? We got to, I don't know. We got to have to do something. Because I'm telling you this right now. We cannot go in to this season in 2025. Look, I'm okay with our starter, JJ McCarthy. But what's his name? Ripien? Nah, bro. He is not going to be the backup for our quarter. He is not going to be our backup, bro. I refuse to listen, bro. He cannot be the backup. If he's the backup, we're in trouble if anything happens, bro. And I believe JJ McCarthy is going to be healthy for the whole entire year. But we need a backup. And I'm desperate enough. Look, and I don't know how good Carson Wentz is right now. I don't know what's up with his injuries. I think Carson Wentz will be solid enough to be the backup quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings right now in his career. But please leave in the comments, how do y'all feel about Carson Wentz being the backup for the Minnesota Vikings? Like, I'm curious, who is available that you think would be a good backup to J.J. McCarthy right now in his career? Like right now, we got a young quarterback. We want a veteran quarterback that can bring leadership, can bring that juice. And when I mean that juice, I'm talking about that excitement and not bring him down and when he does something wrong and just lift him up and when he does make a bad play, he tells him, yo, someone that actually wants to mentor him and actually try to get him to be a better quarterback for the mighty Minnesota Vikings. That's the type of backup quarterback that I want. Will we get that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Carson Wentz is that guy. I'm not sure whoever's available is that guy. And I'm not sure how or who Quasi and KOC are looking at right now. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I better not hear no Aaron Rodgers talk. I better not hear any Aaron Rodgers talk. I better not hear it. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to keep it right there. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless. Peace. Shout out to each and every one of y'all.